So are you familiar with Max Steel? No, not that guy. No, not him either. Yeah, that's the Max Steel I'm talking about. This Max Steel is from an old line from Ideal Toys called Robo Force. It's one of those slightly obscure lines from the 80s. And guess what? Robo Force is coming back. That's right, what we've got here is the brand new updated version of Robo Force from Toyfinity. Today we're going to take a look at the first release, being the Genesis Edition. Now, as you can see, it has been slightly updated. One of the gimmicks from the vintage Robo Force toy line was the fact that the lower portion of them were suction cups, and they could just basically suction the flat surfaces. So for the update, the suction cups are gone, but in its place are better, more sturdy bases. As you can see, the new version of Max Steel, whose name now, by the way, is Max Zero, is sporting a cool treaded base instead of the suction cups. This actually works really well to help give them a more firm and steady base, and also works really well with the overall figure, and still definitely recreates the overall look that the Robo Force figures had. And just taking a look at this guy, he is very reminiscent to that vintage Max Steel figure, all the way down to the way his head is shaped and the visors over his eyes. But there are lots of really great updates here that bring him in to the modern toy era. You can see lots of great line work sculpted in the body there, and while the overall shape is still very reminiscent of the vintage Robo Force line, there's a lot of updates here that really make these guys feel like brand new toys. Now, one of the other things that's incredible about the Robo Force toys now is that they utilize that Glyos system. If you're unfamiliar with the Glyos system, let me briefly explain. This is a cool system that was created by Onell Design that allows all of the parts on these particular figures to be able to be popped off and interchanged with one another. So as you can see, the figure is articulated well with the head rotating, the arms moving. You got great joints all throughout the arms, the hands, the base there. All of that can rotate, and basically anywhere where there's a joint on this particular figure, you can pull the figure completely apart. And that allows you to mix and match all the parts to interchange them so that you can build your own custom creations. It's a very sturdy system, and it's very easy to pop all the parts on and off. Now, one thing that's really going to help you with mixing and matching all the parts is the fact that this Genesis Edition kit contains 41 pieces. So there are some additional pieces in addition to the standard Max Zero figure that's included. Among some of the parts that are included are these brand new hover pod parts that can pop on the bottom of the Max Zero there instead of the treads. And another thing that's really cool about the hover pod is that you can extend it down into full legs. So for the first time ever, you can give your Robo Force figures some actual legs, complete with knee joints and swivels at the feet, all the works. Now, also among the other parts that are included are additional heads, so you can recreate some of the other classic Robo Force characters, such as Hun Dredd and Sentinel. So this will allow you to mix and match all these parts to either recreate some of those vintage Robo Force characters, or for the really creative and talented people out there, you can come up with some of your own wacky and cool custom creations. There are a lot of people out there that are way better at this with the Glyo figures than myself, but you get the idea. There are so many parts here that you could really mix and match these all around and make some really cool robots of your own. Plus, if you have any of the other Glyos System figures from Onell Design, or even 4 Horsemen with the Outer Spacemen and the Power Lords, you can mix and match all of those parts with these brand new Robo Force figures. Alright guys, it's comparison time. Just for fun, and to give you an idea of how these new Robo Force figures measure up to the vintage ones, here is a look at this brand new kit standing alongside some of the vintage Robo Force action figures. So there you go, guys. There is a quick look at the brand new launch of Robo Force from Toyfinity. It's really cool seeing some of these really obscure lines from the 80s getting brought back to brand new toy form. And I think the Glyos System is something that we really have to thank for that, because without the Glyos System, I don't think we'd be seeing some of these really obscure guys like Robo Force here. These new figures are incredibly cool, and I think they're going to make vintage Robo Force fans pretty happy with just the way that the characters look, but I think the Glyos fans are really going to eat these up, because these are some really cool and unique new parts that you can mix and match to make some really great new Glyos figures in your collection. Now, this first Genesis edition will retail for $15 and will go on sale Sunday, October 27th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to check out www.toyfinity.com. Until next time.